This one's gonna be good. Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. Now, today we got a super special video, something that is just completely different to what I normally post, both in, what it's gonna be about, and also it's gonna be a much longer form video. So sit back, relax. As you can see from the title, this is gonna be like just a full story of my entire 6-year plus dunk journey. And the reason I want to actually talk about this and share my past experience is, one, I think it'll just help provide some context. Maybe some of you guys are new subscribers. Even when I just started YouTube, I was a few years into my journey already. So I want to sort of just give an explanation from the very start of my journey. And then I also think it's going to help you guys prevent some mistakes that I made. So I want to share what I would do differently if I could go back, some of the things I did do well at, which I would wish I did more of, and yeah, just a whole bunch of things. So I think it's going to be a super cool video, hopefully going to bring a lot of value to you guys. So sit back, relax, get some popcorn, get a bottle of water, just relax, and yeah, let's get into it. So basically, when I started really becoming passionate about dunking was probably in the 10th grade is when I remember it. Ever since the 7th grade, I would be, doing low rim dunks and things like that. But when I really remember me setting out a goal to get my first dunk on 10 feet was in about the 10th grade, which was back in 2014. So it's been quite a while. And I just remember I was in school. I never even thought in my wildest dreams that I could, maybe dunk one day or even touch the rim. And then just randomly, I thought, let's see how close I can get. Went up and actually just very slightly nicked the backboard, and from that I just got so hyped. I was like, oh my god, I just touched the backboard. Told all my friends and they were all just like, and like from then onwards I just kind of got obsessed with just trying to get results and see my vertical increase bit by bit. And I was never like the most athletic or the most gifted. A lot of my friends and a lot of other people just had a lot better vertical than I did, and it wasn't something that came naturally, but it was something that I was super passionate about, and it's definitely something that I wanted to improve on. So I remember the first program I ever did was vert shock. So a couple of months after touching the backboard, I said, you know what, I'm gonna get on a proper program. Got onto vert shock, and that is where I kind of started training seriously. Did vert shock for a few months, didn't really see any increase in my vertical at all. Maybe like 2 inches, which just came from, probably a lot of it was just practicing my technique. But I was really disheartened, and then just from there, got in contact with a couple local trainers who actually had a decent vertical, started working with them. And that's what really my first year was about, just kind of testing out different programs, different ways of training through other people. I wasn't really doing any of them like my own programming at that time. I was just trying to get my head around this whole weird concept of vertical jump training, what it is, how it works, like, what's the limit? Like, I had no idea. Could I get a 50-inch vert? Could I get a 40-inch vert? Like, I had no clue. I just wanted to start and see where it took me. And yeah, that was kind of my first year, just getting my head around things. And then going into my second year, 2015, that's when I kind of started to do a lot more research around jump training. That's when I kind of became a lot more familiar with certain training principles that you need. So whether that be progressive overload or specificity or whatever it is, that's when I started to research. And around then is when I kind of left kind of the personal trainers that I was working with and actually started Jump Manual. Now, Jump Manual was the first kind of lifting program that I did, and I obviously immediately saw results from that just because of lifting. Well, obviously when you start, you see those newbie gains, and I saw like an instant increase, gained about maybe 6 to 8 inches in about a month or so. And yeah, I was just super happy, kept going with vert shock for a few months, and that was like my first proper vertical jump program that included weight training and plyos and the whole 9. So that was super, super exciting. And then after I finished Jump Manual, that's when I actually started to go into my own programming. I felt like it was time. I felt like I tried a couple different programs. I worked with a couple different trainers. now I'm gonna kind of set out on my own and start to do my own training, because I wanted to, you know, not have to rely on anybody, any program or anyone to, you know, train me. I wanted to have that knowledge for myself. So started doing my own programming, started doing, you know, making up my own sets and reps and you know, percentages that I follow for each week, and I did see a good increase from just doing my own programming. So that was good. 2015 was that year where my jump training really picked up, and then yeah, I was able to, at that point I was maybe just touching rim by then, just kind of on a fairly consistent basis getting rim, but it wasn't super consistent or anything like that. So I was getting rim, but it wasn't anything like too special like grabbing. I was just kind of hitting it at the time. So from 2014 to 2015 I was able to get those kind of 5-6 inches that I needed from going to getting backboard to finally getting rim. So that brings us into 2016. Now 2016 I really set out a goal in my mind to get my first dunk. It's 2019 now, still haven't got it. But anyways, I thought maybe, you know, it was time and I could probably get my first dunk. I had no idea what I was in for. Looking back, that's just absolutely crazy. And I really thought, you know, I would be able to get that first dunk if I just, you know, stay consistent, keep getting stronger. But I wasn't able to get it, obviously, but I did keep seeing that continuous increase. I didn't really see any plateaus or anything. I was just able to stay consistent. One thing that really helped me increase my vertical back then was just getting constant increases in strength on the squat and the deadlift. That's what probably I owe a lot of my progress to in like my first few years of training, is just taking my strength training really seriously. Because of that, I was just able to gain a lot of strength. And then with the activities that I used to do with school, just like playing basketball and just being active, you know, jumping at, you know, lunch and recess time, I was able to kind of convert that strength into, you know, specific jumping patterns and explosiveness. So yeah, that's what I kind of owe all my progress to back in 2016. And yeah, that was actually my senior year of high school, and I ended up finishing that year. I was able to kind of grab rim by then. I remember in games I would try to like just see if I was on a fast break. I would just try to see how close I could get to, you know, being able to dunk. I remember at that point I was kind of like a rim tapping, so I would go up for a layup, kind of be able to tap rim and lay it up, but it still was nowhere near to dunking. And yeah, that was my very last year of high school. So by 2017 I had actually gained quite a lot of vert since my 2016 break into 2017. The reason being is the summer of 2016 is when I kind of started my Instagram dunk account, and that's when I started posting and documenting a lot of my dunk videos. So before then I didn't really post or document any videos at all. I just basically took some videos on my phone just for like to see myself, but I never, you know, started YouTube or Instagram until the summer of 2016, and that's when I really got obsessed with kind of sharing my dunk journey with other people. So it started on Instagram, was just posting dunk videos on my low rim in my front yard, a lot of just kind of windmills, east bays, doing all that sort of stuff, making dunk mixes, and that was like a really enjoyable time because I went from you know, just having the focus of getting that first dunk to see what else dunking has to offer. It's not just about getting your first dunk, but, you know, having fun with doing low rim dunks, all that kind of stuff. And that was like just a great sort of period because I was able to just learn a lot of technique focused things when it comes to dunking. And I think a lot of the skill that I developed on a low rim, I owe it to, you know, the practice I did in that summer of 2016. So that was huge. And then going into 2017, I was able to get rim, like solidly grab rim, no problem. So I would say by maybe end of 2016 going into 2017 is when I really started to be able to kind of grab rim fairly consistently. And I knew that it would probably by then it would take a fair bit more time for me to be able to dunk, but I just kind of enjoyed that that progress, going from, you know, maybe in like 2015 to maybe like just touching rim to 2016, 2017 being able to grab it fairly consistently, to be able to, you know, dunk a tennis ball and things like that. And by this point I had actually quit playing basketball, so it went from kind of being a passionate basketball player to doing jumping on the side to making, you know, jumping and dunking my main passion. And that was kind of what I was mainly focused on. And I think that kind of helped me gain my vertical, because it wasn't something that I made a main priority until then. And then I was able to, you know, give my all to it and, you know, really see my vertical increase. So now from this point onwards is basically where I just did all my own programming. I would basically make my own strength and plyometric routines and follow that. And I would definitely say that I do not regret that decision. I did put a lot of work in, you know, going into that, just researching, making sure that I understand what training methods and principles are behind vertical jump training. So I really did put in a lot of work into researching that, but it definitely paid off. I was really happy that I was not only gaining inches on my vertical, but I was doing it off my own, you know, my own training and my own programs. So 2017 is also when I started Road to my first dunk, which is still currently going. This series has been crazy, and it's obviously been, you know, something that has held me accountable to because I want to, you know, inspire and motivate you guys to start your dunk journey or to keep going with your dunk journey. So early 2017 is when I started YouTube, and then around September 2017 is when I started Road to my first dunk. And obviously you guys know what's happened since then if you've been keeping up with the series. I've honestly just been trying my best, trying different styles of training to be able to increase my vertical. I would say from when I started 2014 to late 2017 is when I had a really consistent increase in my vertical. It was just up, up, up. 2017 I kind of got jumper's knee, and then it kind of went up and down from there. Now, one mistake that I really made that I would definitely recommend for you guys to, you know, kind of audit and see if you're, you know, making this mistake is like to do way more, is make
today, Junior?
And that is doing way too much volume than your body can handle. And that's the sole reason why I got jumper's knee. That, and obviously having a little bit of a terrible landing on my jumps, but I was doing way too many dunk sessions. I was dunking 2 to 3 times a week on concrete, not taking care of my knees, not stretching, not foam rolling properly, just doing all these terrible landings, and that kind of built up over time, and that's when I kind of got jumper's knee. So that's a major reason why my progress started to stall, and it didn't just go up from there, kind of went all rocky and up and down and stuff. But what I did is learn from that, and then basically just brought my volume of dunking way down to maybe dunking once a week. And by then it was kind of Road to my first dunk, so I was giving a lot of insight not only to my dunk sessions but my prep as well. So I started to take my training prep just as serious as my dunk sessions. So obviously, as you guys know, from 2017 to 2018, it's just been the same kind of routine of same kind of similar style of training, trying to develop my power, trying to develop my strength. Recently, in last year, 2018, I was able to hit a 2.5 times body weight deadlift, which was a milestone I've been chasing for ages, and I think that kind of helped. So strength has been going good, and yeah, we're into 2019 now, which is crazy. So it's crazy to look back, even just saying this out loud and thinking how far I've come is crazy. Like starting in 2014, just being able to touch the backboard, having a 20-inch vert probably, maybe a 21, 22, somewhere in the low 20s, that's where my vert was, to having an almost 40-inch vertical now. So right now I'm kind of stuck at 38. To be able to think that I've persevered through that is crazy. And I would say for anyone who feels like, you know, progress comes slow to them, I would just find a way to optimize progress, but I wouldn't give up at all, especially when you're seeing progress. That's the main thing. If it's coming slowly, it doesn't matter. As long as you're seeing progress, that's the main thing, because obviously there is going to be a point where you do stall and where you don't see the same progress that you normally do, and you do kind of come across them diminishing returns. And that's okay, because you know, you're not always going to make progress at the same rate. If you did, then everyone would have a 50-inch, 60-inch vertical. So there will come a time where you really got to be smart about how you train, how you're going to go forward, and how you're going to keep improving. But as long as you're improving, you know, even if it's very slowly, that's fine. Just keep going, stay consistent, keep working hard, keep working smart. And that way you're just going to be able to keep going. And the biggest thing I would say is to enjoy the challenges that you come across, to enjoy the process of trying to get better. A lot of people, when they start, they want to dunk, but they just want to dunk for the sake of dunking. They don't really enjoy the journey it takes to get there. So if you can enjoy the day by day, if you can just enjoy the workouts, the struggles, you know, look at each challenge as like a fun way, okay, how am I going to get through this, and just have a positive mindset towards each challenge that you come across, that's the best way. And that's something that I really have done in my dunk journey, and that's a reason why I haven't quit yet, because I enjoy it. I enjoy overcoming all these setbacks and challenges. So yeah, that's a word of advice. I'm obviously going into the rest of 2019, I'm just going to make sure that I can do my best to get to that 40-inch vertical and to get my first dunk, and from there just be consistently dunking. That's my main goal at the moment, and then from there I'll see, you know, where dunking takes me. Maybe start to do more low rim dunks and just have a lot more fun with it, and obviously just keep developing on 10 foot. So yeah, that's kind of my journey, my 6-year journey. Kind of to recap a little bit, I started at about a 20-inch vertical in 2014. Now I'm at 2019 with about a 38-inch vertical. So it's been a crazy ride, it's been fun, it's been hard, it's been all sorts of things. But I would just say, if you want to start, just start. There's no perfect time. If you're contemplating starting, just start, and you'll see, you know, once you start, you'll be able to gain momentum from that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely a much longer form video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it, took some value from it. Make sure to smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Join the fam. Turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss a vid. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!